Hello and welcome to your 3pm iSports Bulletin. I'm Alex Ferguson. It's been a busy afternoon around the Premier League grounds with press conferences ahead of this weekend's fixtures. I'm joined by our Premier League correspondent James Worthington, who has the latest. We'll start local, James. Is Mark Hughes feeling the pressure down at St Mary's?
Well, I feel he should be. Southampton do face Chelsea, who are third in the Premier League table at the moment. Southampton sits 16th. However, Hughes has said in his press conference that he's been pleased with his players' performances. Shane Long and Mohamed Elyounoussi are fit for the Saints, which is a big plus for them. However, Chelsea could see Ross Barkley return to the starting 11, which could be a problem for Hughes.
The big clash of the weekend is red versus blue, Klopp versus Guardiola. It's a clash of the Titans. Man City hosts Liverpool. What have you got?
Well, you said it, clash of the Titans. Both are on 19 points. Liverpool second, Manchester City first, just on goal difference. Guardiola and Klopp have played each other 14 times. Klopp has won 8 of these, Guardiola only winning 6. However, Guardiola did say that he'll see if Kevin De Bruyne will be available for tomorrow, which could be a huge problem for Jurgen Klopp's side.
Mourinho hosted a short and sweet press conference that we heard early this morning. His opponent, Rafa Benitez, what's he got to say?
Rafa Benitez says that despite selling Aleksandar Mitrovic, that his side are okay up front. United sit in 10th at the moment and Newcastle 18th. It may have been questionable to sell a top striker, but Benitez is sticking with his striking options and says he's confident ahead of their fixture.
And finally, tonight's match, Brighton against West Ham.
Chris Hughton is confident of Jose Escoredo's return to the side. They've been without the striker since nearly the start of the season. He's only played one game for the Seagulls. And West Ham have Andy Carroll returning, which could be a huge plus for the Hammers.
Thank you very much, James. Adi Boothroyd selected his squad for England's under-21 qualifying to face Andorra and Scotland. 3 new faces feature in the side, Hoffenheim's Reece Nelson and West Brom's Harvey Barnes. The other is Premier League winner Phil Foden. Our reporter Louis Wellsman has been out on the streets of Southampton to find out whether the under-21s is the right place for him.
He's definitely good for the under-21s, potentially England, but there are a few contenders as well as him. But yeah, I can definitely see him thriving in the under-21s, for sure.
Yeah, I think he should be in the England first team. He's quite a talented player. Seen a couple of his games and I think he's really rising up there.
Yeah, I think he should be in the England first team, not the under-21.
I'm not sure he has the technicality just quite yet. I reckon give him 2 more years and then he'll be there.
In local non-league news, Jack Payne has been recalled from his loan spell at Eastleigh to return to his parent club, Ebbsfleet United. Payne has enjoyed 5 matches unbeaten during his time on loan. Eastleigh now face a midfield crisis after an injury-ridden start to the season. Cristiano Ronaldo has been excluded from the latest Portugal squad amid his rape allegations. The Juventus forward has been accused of an incident going back nearly 10 years in Las Vegas. His club have stood by his side, but sponsors Nike, whose deal is worth a reported $1 billion, have distanced themselves from the star. They have called the allegations deeply disturbing. And there's been developments in the world of cricket. Our cricket correspondent Sean Wilson brings you the latest.
India captain Virat Kohli has broken another record. Kohli has become the fastest Indian and the second fastest player ever to 24 Test centuries. He hit 139 in the ongoing first Test against the West Indies in Rajkot, as India declared on 649 for 9. The Windies are 94 for 6 at stumps in reply, with Mohammad Shami taking 2 wickets for the home side. England have played their first tour match in Sri Lanka. They beat a Sri Lanka board 11 by 8 wickets on Duckworth-Lewis after rain halted play. Moeen Ali took 3 wickets, while Joe Root hit an unbeaten 90 and captain Owen Morgan 91 not out, as England won comfortably. The first ODI against Sri Lanka takes place on Wednesday. Elsewhere, Australia are set for a big change. They are expected to field at least 4 debutants for the upcoming first Test against Pakistan in the UAE. It would be the most Australian debutants in a Test match for over 40 years. It is also the first Test match for Australia since the ball tampering scandal in March.
The 3rd Youth Olympics kicks off tomorrow with the opening ceremony in Buenos Aires. 3,997 young athletes from 206 nations compete over the 12 days to become a young Olympic champion. Earlier on, I was joined by journalist Alex O'Loughlin, who was on his way to Argentina. He told me about the importance of these games.
I think it's just a good chance to have a look at the next generation of the athletes that are coming through. The Olympics is always a big pinnacle. It's where the whole world gathers really to see the next generation of sports stars. So I think what you can expect to see at this competition is, the next set of rising stars coming through that we can look to see it starting in Tokyo in 2 years and further on from that in the future as well.
In tennis, Carl Edmonds has impressed once again. The British number one beat Serbia's Dusan Lajovic in straight sets in the quarterfinals in the China Open. Edmund will face Georgian Mikolos Basilashvili in the semi-final. In Rugby League now, England have been hit with an injury setback for their upcoming test. Liam Shawn has the latest in the world of rugby.
Thank you, Alex. England star Sam Burgess has suffered another injury setback. The forward will undergo surgery on wrist and shoulder injuries sustained whilst playing in Australia. Burgess will now miss a 3-game test series against New Zealand. And Warrington Wolves have advanced to the Super League final. They overcame St Helens 18-13 and reached their second final in just 3 years. Tom Nynham's second half tries were enough to seal the victory. Wolves boss Steve Price was delighted with his team's performance and has this to say.
They've been the best team, most consistent team for a long time and all year, and we had all 17 contributed tonight, and it was a fantastic display. Really proud of them. We'll get back to work and we'll be ready to go next week.
Reigning Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton has dominated practice at the Japanese Grand Prix. He almost finished a second clear of his title rival Sebastian Vettel. Hamilton was lucky to avoid a huge crash during the practice after nearly colliding with French driver Pierre Gasly. The Mercedes driver is currently top of the Formula One standings, 50 points clear of Vettel. Moving to the UFC now, and Conor McGregor makes his long-awaited return to the octagon this Saturday. The Notorious One is due to face undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov for the lightweight championship in Las Vegas. This will be the first fight for McGregor since November 2016 after his boxing debut loss against Floyd Mayweather. Southampton Athletics Club veteran track and field team won their third successive Southern Counties Veterans Final. One standout performer was 74-year-old Vic Noville, who finished second place in the outdoor 400 metres. Noville was at least 13 years older than all his other opponents. Throwing over to darts, the Winnow Masters crown could be captured by an unlikely player. Scott Mitchell is preparing to compete in the historic competition, which has seen legends such as Phil Taylor among the previous holders. The Bridlington throw will join the competition as it will take place from the 5th to the 7th of October, with the final this Sunday. That's all from me now. Join us later in an hour. Goodbye.